viewers, welcome back. Thanks for all those juggling videos you sent in. I want to give you a quick 2 to 5 minute tips on how to increase the amount of juggles we can do in a set. So one thing I noticed with many of our jugglers is we're juggling away from our body a lot, meaning the ball is going far and we're having to chase it down and doing a lot of energy and big movements to try and control the ball. So the further away from your body the ball is, the harder it's going to be to control. So one tip that you can do to keep it closer to you is to be, instead of being aggressive and really going after it, which is what we do in games, but there's also a component of soccer that's about being gentle and having what's called finesse, and that's this part of the juggling aspect that I think will help us get more success with our juggles. So instead of, when we're juggling, kind of coming at the ball and really going after it with power and trying to meet it with like we would a shot where we engage our core, we bring our hips into it, we're ready to send it. Juggling and different parts of soccer in the game involve something called finesse, or being gentle and being smooth and fluid. So instead of coming to the ball with power and force, we're actually going to want to meet the ball that's coming with its own force, right? The ball's going to come at us with its own force. We want to meet it and support it. So pretend it's something very fragile like an egg, and we wouldn't meet it halfway and send it hard up, right? We wouldn't just send our power with it. If it's something gentle, we would meet it and gently bring it down just a little bit to control it. So take that force from the ball and then send our own motion back up so we control it. Versus power to power, nobody controls it. That ball is going wherever it happens to go. But if you guys can take the power coming in from the ball and meet it and treat it as something gentle, then you'll take away the power and start being able to control it a little bit more and be able to work with the ball and use some finesse to control it. So how that looks is, for instance, for thigh juggles, which I saw a lot of you wanted to start with, which is great, is instead of having what I call in a lot of my stability exercises like a tabletop thigh, where it's like right back up, start thinking about trying to be a little bit more of an angle and where you're meeting the ball kind of here versus here. Because if you meet it up high, you're going to send it pretty high. And again, the higher it is, the further away from your body, the harder it is to control. So think of having gentle thighs and actually keeping them somewhat low versus somewhat high. How you do that too is think about this as something gentle. So when we're going for it, we want to be very gentle with it. So doing single leg ball drops as a warm-up for your thighs is very good. And I've shown this in a video before, and those are just dropping the ball very gently to each part of your thigh and just getting that gentle feel. Now as you're doing this as your warm-up, really think of being gentle. Think of your toes being fast on the ground as if it's hot, like it's hot lava and you got to keep your feet going, but have your legs meet this ball really gently. Versus what I saw a lot was big motions, right? And our body goes big and it's hard to control. But if we stay tucked in and stay controlled and our knees are bent and we have quick feet so we're moving a little quicker, instead of being big motions that are hard to control, think of baby ones. Think of doing a baby push with each thigh. So baby, baby, right? Every now and then we might do a high one and we can control it. But if we're not doing every single one hard, it will help you control it. The only other time you might want to do a high thigh is if you're trying to trick it up and move it up to your head, yeah? If you're actually getting better and you think, I want to load my head, you might send it like that. But normally in a game, we would never want to send a ball off our thighs straight up, right? We'd want to bring it in, do a trap and bring it down, right? Or take it with our foot and bring it down. So try not to meet the ball up here. Try to meet the ball at an angle and meet it with gentleness. Be very gentle. Pretend this is breakable. So it's very, very gentle. So baby, baby. So as you're juggling, think of baby touches. Think of taking your power, and instead of shooting your power into it, think of being gentle with it. You're a giant, you're strong. Think of needing to be very gentle with the ball. So you're going to do those thigh warm-ups, right, to get a feel for that. As soon as you're done with those warm-ups, I want you to quit using your hands, because one thing I did see a lot of players do is they get a pattern going and they'd catch it. So they get a pattern going, they got their pattern, and then they catch it. Where I was saying, ooh, you could have gotten like 2 more juggles, right? So as you keep it close to you, quit using your hands and just let your thighs go, or let your feet come into it and start helping you. Okay? So once you get yourself warmed up, pull your hands out of it. Don't let them do the work. Now you can keep resetting yourself, like if you want to bring it up and reset, but don't catch it. Let yourself actually lose the ball. You know what I'm saying? You'll start to get extra touches, which will help your confidence. You'll go from 6 to 7, or 26 to 28, 29, 30. It's going to get your confidence going, and you're going to learn to control those juggles better. Okay? So for thighs, and feet, start thinking of this as a gentle egg that instead of being powerful and aggressive with, you need to be smooth and controlled and gentle with. Now with our feet, I saw a lot of you doing pullbacks or scoops, and that's awesome. One thing I want to suggest with our feet is the same thing with our thighs. When you start getting juggles going with your feet, and it can be with your laces or your insteps or even your outside toe, really any part of your foot you can control. The big thing is being gentle with it and not sending it far. When I do laces, I try and pull my toes back towards me because it'll keep the ball this way and I can keep it closer to my body. So when you're doing a quick pullback, one thing I saw is people were doing a very good job of coming under and then it was kind of going away, okay? If that's happening, if you're pulling under and it's shooting off forward, what you need to do is be faster getting under it, and as soon as you get under, pull your toe to your body. So it's on top and under, really fast. So if you're doing a pullback and it's going in front of you far where you can't even get to it, the key is get under it quicker like an ice cream scoop, just really fast, and immediately bring your toes back. So under and back, and that will help you keep control of it. The other thing I saw with feet, and this goes back to pretending like our feet are on lava and we need to be gentle and quick and feet and be smooth and have finesse, is we had several do great pullbacks and then their feet kind of got stuck. So let me see if I can duplicate or replicate this. So players would start pulling it back, get it going, and then kind of not be able to keep it moving. So what you want to do, as soon as you get it pulled back, start thinking of your feet being really light feet. Get ready for any movement, and that will help you get more juggles. What was happening, and it's actually very common, I do it and it frustrates me, it's usually when I'm tired or not focused, is my feet feel like they're stuck and then I miss a juggle. So how to counter that is do those little touches, but because they're little and they're closer, we have to react quicker. So to counter that, we have to be on our toes more. We have to be light on our feet, and that's exactly how we should be on the field. If we're anticipating a ball, we should be on our feet. If we're starting to watch a movement change, we start going from being flat to being on the balls of our feet, right? So all of this stuff in juggling directly relates to gameplay. I'm going to show you guys a video in the next video I'm going to do of a goal Alex Morgan had in the World Cup where she literally received a ball, did a juggling touch, sent it over a player to her other foot, and they did an immediate volley shot that scored a goal. So a lot of players don't appreciate how much these touches matter, and they really, really do. The more you can have a relationship with touches with your feet, with your thigh, with your chest, with your head, and with both feet is going to help you immediately on the field. Plus, we need to learn how to be powerful, but we also need to learn how to be gentle and have finesse. It all plays an important role in soccer. So just to recap, what I noticed that I think will help you a lot is to treat this like it's an egg. Treat it as something that needs to be gentle. So instead of meeting it with power and sending it far, meet it and give it little love, little baby love, little baby, right? So how we do that is we don't send it with power, we meet it and we give it just a little bit of a nudge, little bit of strength, a little bit. And it's gonna take a while to get a feel for it, but you'll find you'll be chasing those less and less. So remember, start with a warm up with the singles. Once you're done with that, do not use your hands and fight for every juggle you can. So until you get better and better and better, you're gonna have those in juggles be chasing. But what's gonna happen is your core juggles, your 4, your 5, then your 10, your 15, are gonna be close and tucked in. And you will have to fight for those periphery runs. But as you go, your numbers are gonna build and you're gonna get stronger and better and get your confidence up. That's the biggest tip I can give you guys for juggling, is until you get a pattern and a rhythm going and get your confidence up, it's going to be very frustrating. It can feel defeating, and it can feel like, why is this important? You have to work through that, and the only way to get better is to keep practicing it and watch some players that are really good jugglers. Usually, not always, but usually they're the ones on the field who can dribble through stress well, can receive a ball well, have a good touch, not lose it immediately out of bounds. Like juggling is all about relationship with the ball, and it will directly help you at soccer. So remember, strength has a role, right? But with this, we're gonna work on finesse, being smooth and gentle, and learning a different way to work with the ball and to control it. Remember, our ultimate goal is to control this ball. Whether we're in a game, whether we're at practice, we wanna have control of it, right? And part of that with what we're doing right now and getting that juggling competition going is being gentle with it, so it will keep coming back to us. If we send it hard, it's gonna go far, and that's gonna be hard to control. So let me know how it's going. Let me know if you have any other questions. Feel free to keep sending me videos, and if you want me to watch and tweak some things, I can do a one-on-one session via like Zoom or FaceTime, and I can give you some subtle tweaks that might help your form and get you going from like 10 to 15 to like 25 to 35, or 50 to 60 to 80 to 90. So sometimes it's just little tweaks that help, but really the bottom line is don't give up on yourself, don't get frustrated, and really the best way you're gonna get better is by putting in time and doing it over and over and over. And once you do that, it's gonna get more and more fun. For those players that already have it locked down, I would encourage you to do patterns. So again, patterns would be like 5 alternating feet, 5 alternating thighs. Then send it to your head, try and do 5 with your head and bring it back to your thigh, all in one progression. So once you're hitting like 200s plus, 100s plus, and if you find you're having days you're getting a little bored, then write a pattern and work a progression for yourself. Anyway, players, I hope this was helpful. I can't wait to see your videos. Like I said, if you need any help or want to send me some other videos so I can help give you tweaks, let me know, or you want to do a little FaceTime or Zoom. Okay, take care. I'm very proud of you all. Hope you're all doing good and staying safe.